good.
Hey guys, what's going on? Kyle with TheCardGuyz. Joined by Jeremy Chen. You just you won an RTN with 5, and when I found out, I freaked out. You guys would end up going to South Carolina this past weekend, and I know you've been testing 5 for a while. You ended up going 9-0 at the tournament too.
Yes,
so how does that feel?
Oh, it felt great. It really made me feel like my testing was justified, you know?
That's good. That's good. After all these 9th places I've seen you get, finally to get over the hump and actually just going fully undefeated and win seemed pretty awesome. Why 5? Why did you decide to switch from Reinhardt to 5 now?
Well, the first thing is I've always been really intrigued by Mask of Momentum.
Sure.
So I think that tempo gameplay is really, really cool, and I wanted to try it. And second is he looks cool. That's all there is to it.
I like that. I like that. So if you want to quickly go through your rounds, kind of just let us know kind of the diversity of the meta that was there and kind of how your rounds went.
Yeah, sure.
Just whatever you want to share.
Yeah, I will say I played 6 rounds of Swiss, and I played a different hero every round. So
Really?
It was great.
Okay.
So
that's what we like to see.
yeah, round 1 I played against Dromai. This is actually a matchup I've tested more than most people, but it's a good matchup because you can punch the dragons to get mask triggers, and my opponent wasn't too familiar with this matchup, so
Sure.
needless to say I ran that over. Round 2 was the dreaded Oldham matchup. So that ended up being a really long and slow grind, and there's some sideboard tech here that we can get into later, but I eventually took that down with a Spreading Flames Art of War setup turn.
We love those.
Yeah. Round 3 was Dash. Flipped up your equipment, and it was Teklo Pounder. So aggro boost dash.
Or racing.
Yeah. I got there in the end with the race. Round 4 was Dory, which I'm actually more scared of than you think because Dory's equipment is disgusting right
Huge
now.
fridge.
But I think I had a little bit of practice in the Dory too, so I was able to take that game down. Let's see. Round 5, Katsu, Ninja Mirror.
I saw there was a couple Katsus in the top 8 of that tournament too, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
there ended up being 2 Katsus in the top 8. I actually played both of them.
Okay.
But yeah, this Katsu pretty heavy on generics and the Surging Strike line.
Okay.
I got there in the end, and then round 6 was Prism.
Easy.
I thought it was going to be easy.
Oh,
it ended up being Herald Prism, and I didn't have enough 6s at the time. But that game was interesting. My opponent started off on a Phantasmaclasm Fractal to 18 me on turn 1, but
oh my god.
that was
But you got there.
in the end, yeah.
That's all that matters.
It's a crazy story.
What's up with top 8? How'd your top 8 matches go?
So top 8 was my rematch against the Boost Dash. But since I was the 1 seed, I got to choose to go second, and that race ended up working out in my favor. Mask of Momentum is just so powerful in these aggro races that I feel like it got me the edge against Boost Dash.
Okay.
My semis was Viserai, which is actually my first Runeblade that I played all day. But
That deck's scary if it goes off.
it is. Yeah, that's where I'm at currently with like 5 versus the Runeblades, is that I do actually think the Runeblade ceiling is way higher than Phi, but Phi offers more consistency.
Sure.
You'll never see a hand as bad as 4 non-attack actions in Viserai, so I let him go first, but he wasn't able to punish me. He attacked me with 3 cards and I blocked all of it, and then I had tempo for the rest of the game.
Sure. What about the finals? What did you beat in finals?
My finals match was another Katsu. This was different than my round 5 opponent, but he was on the 100 wins line.
Oh, he was doing like the stubby 100 wins stuff? Was it stubby hammers?
I don't think he had stubbies, but it was an interesting brew. It was 100 wins, and it also had a lot of even bigger than that. I'm hesitant to say rainbow even bigger than that, but maybe. I saw a lot of no blocks in there, but this match actually ended up being okay because Katsu, 100 wins, Katsu has such low blocks and low armor that I felt comfortable in that Ninja Mirror.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into the list here. We got the main board, and then we have equipment and the sideboard down below. Let's get into kind of your reds and kind of how you've constructed the stack.
All right. So Well, I think the first thing I wanted to point out here is Tiger Stripe Shuko. So Tiger Stripe Shuko basically buffs your second small attack, and since Phi always has access to one Phoenix Flame, well, your one small attack here, here in the yellows, get you a lot of extra damage.
Okay.
So what Tiger Stripe Shuko lets you do is play these yellows here, these Lava Vein Loyalties and Rising Resentments, and only 12 blues.
Okay.
So I'm actually on a cost curve of 12 blues and 12 yellows, and there's 15 cards that cost 1. So the 3 Artivores here and these 4 red attacks here.
Okay.
So you can actually pay for everything on most turns because it's your yellows either swing the blade or pay for two one costs. Your blues either play. Your blues usually pay for blade and a 1 cost thing. So I actually felt very comfortable about this cost curve. One thing you'll notice is that Belittle is in the sideboard.
Okay.
People are going to give me flack for this, but I only bring in Belittles for the ice heroes.
Ice heroes. Okay. Just to help your curve and like deal with that. Okay.
Yeah, to deal with the frostbites. But I felt very comfortable with 12 blues, 12 yellows. This here is the main 60. I ran into everybody that wasn't ice.
It's pretty standard for the most part, I guess you could say. That why Snatch? Why are you playing Snatch? Explain that to him.
So one thing that 5 forces your opponent do is armor block early and often. And Snatch really punishes that. The other thing about it is that it's very easy for Phi to get to Chainlink 5. Most of your 4-card hands can get to Chainlink 5.
Yeah.
So if your opponent is aiming to stop your master triggers, they'll block Chainlink 3 and say, oh, you'll probably get to Chainlink 5. And you're like, yes, I will get to Chainlink 5, and it's Snatch. Here's the ultimate punish. Draw that card, toss in your arsenal.
Hand for the next turn.
Yeah, and basically everything in your deck is a good arsenal target.
Okay.
Except for Blue Flying Kick.
Okay. So I see you opted to have more of the fridge, as we like to call it in Flesh and Blood. So you decided you wanted to main board the Furnace, the Shuko, and the Mask. Obviously, you talked about the Mask of Venom. Is the Furnace just solely for the block, or is it there kind of like the niche hands where you have all red and you can kind of get extra resources to Emberblade? Like what's the deal with Furnace here?
Yeah, I think of Flamescale Furnace like what's Dash's chest equipment. Like it is really just there for the block 3. There are moments where you can get cute with it.
Yeah.
So don't forget it has that ability. But yes, most of the time it is just a block 3, and I actually think that's really important for Ninja. Like Katsu never had that, and aggro decks having a full fridge is really, really good.
Yeah.
Knowing rule number 1 with this deck is don't block, but when you do need to, like it's really, really helpful.
Sometimes it's definitely helpful. Now, what are you putting in these cards for? And I see you have some more sideboard cards. Mask of Pouncing Lynx, Tunic. Obviously, we know what these 2 are for. So what's up with Breeze Rider Boots?
Unfortunately, right now, Breeze Rider Boots is simply Theory. I never got a chance to test into Ice Lexi, but in theory, Ice Lexi is a bad matchup for me. So here's the extra block for it. Unfortunately, I can't back this decision with any testing. That being said, Mask and Tunic, I can say, Pouncing Lynx here is purely for Oldhim. I bring the Lynx in for Oldhim because Mask of Momentum doesn't make Oldhim block. Oldhim's blocking you anyways.
Yeah.
So I think that the way you beat Oldhim is that you set up a Spreading Flames and Art of War turn to push damage over the top, like more damage than Oldhim could possibly block out, and then you trigger Mask of the Pouncing Lynx to grab, where is it? Lava Burst here.
Lava Burst, okay.
For that extra 7 damage at the end of the chain. And that's actually what won me my my Oldhim game, my round 2 game. I set up a Spreading Flames Art of War turn, and my opponent knew they were dead to the Lynx grabbing Lava Burst for 7.
Okay, awesome.
So, and of course Tunic, I like the fridge, of course, but Tunic is for the ice decks. So Icelander and Oldhim, you will play Tunic because the extra resource really helps against the frostbites.
Okay. Are there any changes you think you might make to the list, or do you think it's as good as it is right now?
I think I'm confident saying that I really like where this 60 is at. My answer may change after I play Ice Lexi. That's the matchup I really want to test. But right now, I really like where this list is at.
Sure. Okay, awesome. Any shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my testing team, which is Randall, Justin, and Elliot. They've been really big supporters of me. They've had to endure me playing Fi against them for way too many games. Randall has a YouTube channel.
Check that out. What is it?
Just his name, Randall Sims.
Link will be in the description for that as well.
Yes, and there is a gameplay of an earlier iteration of this into Reinar, and I think he's putting one up of this into Dromai very soon. So check that out.
Awesome. Well, congrats on going 9-0. That's an accomplishment in itself, and we'll see you at Nationals. Charlotte, it's not too far away.
Oh, yes, that's awesome.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Thank you.